Yo, good morning. Good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorilla, aka the definition, hollering at y'all. Excuse me, with this quick live stream on this Wednesday morning or Thursday morning, June 12th, 2024, or 2025, my bad. 2025, man. What a beautiful year it is, huh? 2020 was good. How you doing? Welcome. So, I wanted to expound more on this Turki Al-Sheikh no running bullshit that he put out on Twitter, right? I wanted to talk more about it. I wanted to expound on that. And I also wanted to talk about Showbiz and his connection with Turki Al-Sheikh and why it's important to understand that connection moving forward. There's a lot of speculation out there. There's a lot of speculation about what prompted Turki Al-Sheikh to say what he said about no running, this Tom and Jerry stuff, all this, that, and the third. He didn't really articulate very well what he meant. As a matter of fact, he didn't even say what he meant. He just said shit about no running and no chasing, right? Tom and Jerry, no running around, no chasing and all this, that, and the third. And that was that. Well, a month previous, after Devin Haney fought Jose Ramirez, Showbiz, or Shokun the man-child as I call him, proposed a no running rule. Queen Sister Cameron, how you doing? He proposed a no running rule. And that was right after, basically, the Devin Haney fight. Now, we know Shokun the man-child is a Devin Haney hater. And we know Shokun the man-child is a coon. What's good, Uga? What's good, Uga? Anyway, we know Showbiz the man-child is a coon and a Devin Haney hater, first and foremost. And we know he was talking about him. As a matter of fact, when he did the video talking about the no running rule, he had Devin Haney in the thumbnail. Now, we know exactly who Showbiz or Shokun the man-child was talking about. But there, again, is a lot of speculation about who Turki Al-Sheikh was talking about. And, there's speculation. A lot of people are saying that he's talking about Devin Haney. They're saying Devin Haney's banned from boxing. I explained all this yesterday. And then there are people who feel like he was talking about William Skull, right? Because William Skull moved around a lot. Some might say that he used excessive movement. I don't think he did. But again, people were thinking that he was talking about him. For me, it doesn't fucking matter who he was talking about, because we don't know, right? I'm not going to sit up here and try to determine and dig inside Turki Al-Sheikh's mind to find out who the fuck he was talking about. It doesn't matter, because he never said he was talking about. He made a broad general statement about Tom and Jerry running and chasing. He didn't mention any names. He didn't, as far as I know, he still hasn't come out to explain what he was talking about. He never explained what running was to him. He never said who are runners. And that was the key point of my video yesterday. The fact of the matter is that he said it. He said it, right? And in boxing, there are many different styles. Many different styles. Whether you want to call it slick style, whether you want to call it so-called Mexican style and all this, that, and the third, there are many different styles of boxing that you are able to utilize to the best of your ability. And with that, no one should be telling you how you should engage in the sport of boxing, especially if you're not a boxer. If you don't box, or you haven't been in the ring, or you have no understanding what it takes to be a boxer, then why would you have a problem with how someone boxes? And if you're a Turki Al-Sheikh and you are trying to take over the sport of boxing, which is essentially what you're trying to do, how is it that you're going to come on here and you're going to say, yo, hey, yeah, I'm tired of this Tom and Jerry running shit. Leave your heart in the ring and bring the heart and soul and all that. Well, don't y'all understand, or don't you understand, Turki Al-Sheikh, that boxers are putting their lives on the line every time they step in the ring, whether they are movers or plotters, whether they walk you down a lot. It doesn't matter what type of style they're using. They are putting their lives on the line every time they step in the ring, and thus they are bringing their heart. Now, they might quit, right? You might have a quitter in the sport. You might have a quitter in the middle of the fight. He gave up. He got tired, or, he got hit too hard. He felt like he couldn't move forward. He felt like he had no answer for what was coming to him. And that's completely up to the fighter. But to say how someone should fight in the sport of boxing is completely absurd. Even if he was talking about William Skull, or whether he was talking about William Skull or Devin Haney, it's retarded either way. Turki Al-Sheikh has some explaining to do, but that's the bottom line to it. He has to explain it. Now, he doesn't really have to, right? Because he is the money man. He is the man, right? He's taking over the sport of boxing. He's going to monopolize it, right? This is the conventional wisdom. The conventional wisdom about Turki Al-Sheikh is that he's going to take it over, right? You can't do boxing without him. You're not going to be able to move about in professional boxing on an elite level and make any money without Turki Al-Sheikh. It doesn't matter, right? And that should be a point of concern for people. And the Turki Al-Sheikh and Showbiz, Shokun the man-child are connected, and this is why it's important to understand that Turki Al-Sheikh taking over the sport of boxing and trying to implement these rules out of nowhere is a problem. It's a problem. Now, Turki Al-Sheikh has done some great things, right? He's paid people. He's paid fighters great money and all that good shit. He's put on big cards. He had fighters fighting each other that normally would not fight each other and all that type of shit. He's done some great things for fighters and the fans. But you have to understand that this is all leading to something. And this is something I always understood. And I didn't have a problem with it because I was getting the fights that I wanted to see, right? I said, you know what? He might end up taking, and it is what it is. Because he's bringing the best fights. He's not allowing people to duck each other and make any money. It's all good. But when you do something like this, I can't fuck with it. I can't fuck with it. Not, especially not until you explain what the fuck you mean, right? Now, I don't understand what explanation would make it okay, right? What are the parameters? How do you gauge it? Is it up to the referee's discretion? Is there a counter is there a shot, like a shot clock in basketball? Or a snap timer in fucking football? I forgot what it's called. The play clock? Are we gonna do play clocks and shot timers in the sport of boxing? And if you do that, who do you penalize? Who gets the penalty? Because there are two fighters in the ring, right? So let's say, oh, well, you can't not engage for 30 seconds. If you go longer than 30 seconds, you get a point deducted. Okay. Well, who gets the point deducted? The runner or the chaser? Because it's up to both of them, right? It's up to both of them to make the fight happen. If a runner, right, or a boxer or a mover is moving around the ring using footwork, getting angles, pivoting, shuffling, L-stepping, all this type of shit, maybe jabbing and all that, and he does it for 30 seconds without landing anything or throwing a punch. Well, he also has an opponent that it's incumbent upon his opponent to cut off the ring, to stalk him, walk him down, and then start beating on him. So who do you penalize in that instance? The runner or the chaser? Because again, they're both in the ring at the same time. They're both in the ring at the same time. So how do you gauge it? Do you take points away from both? Well, that just doesn't mean that defeats the purpose, because if you take points away from both of them, then you're basically canceling it out, right? But if you just penalize the runner, then what you're saying is that the plotter, the walker downer, the slow flat-footed motherfucker, well, he ain't got shit to worry about, because now the runner is just going to stand in the pocket with you, right? You're basically coercing. You're coercing the boxer to stand in the phone booth, stand in the pocket, and just bang it out. You are giving an undue advantage to the power puncher or the stalker or the flat-footed fighter that is otherwise a great fighter. I mean, the way he puts combinations together, punch placement, the snap on his punches, right? How he uses torque, punches from the ground up. Yeah, he does all those things really well. But the boxer does the things that he does well as also, right? He the way his foot moves, right? Foot placement, right? Getting the angle, countering, setting up punches, setting traps, moving to this corner, thinking that you got, hey, I'm going to allow you to think I'm cornered, but then I'm going to turn it on you. I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to catch you with a body shot. Or I'm going to come over the top. I'm going to wait for you to throw your punch. I'm going to slip it, and I'm going to counter. These are things that boxers can do well. But you're trying to take away a crucial element of the sport of boxing by doing this. And this is what Turkey is basically saying. Don't come to Riyadh with that boxing shit. Don't come to Riyadh with that boxing. What else am I supposed to believe? Don't box in Riyadh. It's not going to work out well for you. I don't want to see that boxing shit. That's basically what he's saying, in my opinion. And guess what? He left it open to interpretation by putting that tweet out. Whether he was talking about William Skull, Devin Haney, Ryan Gar, whoever the fuck, he said it. Stephen X, what's good? Salute to you. Peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum. Turki Al-Sheikh said the shit. Doesn't matter who the fuck he was talking about. And to have that level of power and that level of influence over the sport of boxing, you are now pushing this agenda to make fights more entertaining for you and people like you. But really, it's about you. And then there's this idea that Turki Al-Sheikh is appealing to the casual, or he is appealing to, the racist fans. And that's an excuse. How is that an excuse? I mean, how is that okay? You're gonna dismiss it because, oh well, he's just appealing to the casuals. He's just appealing to this group and that group to get them to want to watch Riyadh fights. That is crazy. That's retarded. There have been boxers in the sport of boxing for a very long time. Movers, footwork guys, and it has evolved over time. And there has always been a certain amount of people that will watch those fights. Whether, it doesn't matter what type of style it is. If you're an entertaining fighter, if you have entertaining build-up to the fight, if you know how to engage and use social media, like if you know how to promote a fight, there are always going to be people that are going to want to watch the fights. But to say, oh well, Turki's he's just appealing to the racist, the racist casuals that don't like black fighters. You would call, if I said some silly shit like that, and I did it for that reason, I would be called a coon. If a black man did that very thing for that very reason, if Al Heyman tried to create a rule like that or said some shit like that, and then, it was found out that, well, he was just doing that to appeal to the racist black fighter haters, y'all would call him a coon. He would be called a coon, point blank and period. And that's why we're calling Shokun a coon. Shokun the man-child. Because we know he's talking about Devin Haney in particular and black fighters in general. Because he's trying to appeal to his racist fan base that he has accumulated over the years. Cooning out. But Turki does it. Oh, he's just appealing to the showbiz of the world and the showbiz audience. But showbiz works for Turki at the Zone. Works for the Zone, works for Turki, or whatever the fuck, works for Ring Magazine. I don't know how this shit's broken out these days. They're connected. Shokun the man-child was at the May 2nd fight. That was a Turki Al-Sheikh production. Turki Al-Sheikh owns a good portion of the Zone. Shokun works for the Zone. They are connected. There is no separation there. Shokun says no running rule, proposes that. Turki Al-Sheikh essentially says he's going to implement it for Riyadh season. Again, I don't know who the fuck he was talking about. I don't know what prompted him to say that 1 whole month after the May 2nd card. But it is clearly something that has been on his mind. And I think it goes beyond singling out a single fighter. I think it goes beyond that. It goes beyond, oh, well, I was very bored by William Skull. William Skull did not make it exciting. So therefore, let me, no. This is something that he could possibly try to make a thing. I agree, Stephen X. It is bad. It's bad. It's bad for the sport, and it's bad for the fighter. It's bad for the audience because it's just crazy, man. I'm not rolling with it. Again, an explanation is needed, in my opinion, and if he decides to do it, that's fine. Like I said, I don't know what kind of explanation. What type of explanation would make this, something that okay you can get down with? When you say, oh, no Tom and Jerry, no chasing, and no running and no chasing. Oh, and also, by the way, guys, he said Tom and Jerry, not just Jerry, and not just runners. So he also mentioned the chasers. Is he saying that it's up to the chasers to cut off the ring? Which one is he talking about? Stormy B, man, was good. Salute to you. Thank you for coming through, brother. Pookie Bear was good. Bobby Buckwheat. Hey, y'all go check out Stormy B, man. Let me drop here. Let me make him a moderator. Stormy, you go ahead and drop your link. You guys go check out Stormy B, man, if you want some good, knowledgeable boxing talk. And he don't just talk about the big fights. He talks about all the fights. Any fight card, he don't care. He'll talk about it. He'll highlight it. He'll break it down. He'll analyze. Very good, brother. You know what I'm saying? He don't, y'all go check him out. But again, Turki said chasers and runners. So maybe he's talking about you guys should cut off the ring as well. Don't just chase him, cut off the ring. Now, if he says that, okay, then you putting the onus on both styles. You're putting onus on both sides. You're saying both style fighters. You're saying, well, don't just run around the ring and not engage, right? Don't just run around the ring and not engage, whatever that means. And if you're going to walk your opponent down, don't just chase him in a straight line. You have to cut the ring off. Maybe he's saying something like that. But again, I just have concern about it because if a fighter is a great puncher but he has slow feet. He has slow feet and he's flat-footed, and all he trains, the only way he trains is by standing there, right? Let's say he on the heavy bag. He's not using footwork. He's not pivoting. He's not sidestepping. He's not shuffling. He's not, when he throws a jab, he's not jabbing and stepping at an angle. He's just standing there in front of the heavy bag, just throwing haymakers. He's not training to cut off the ring. And when he gets in the fight against a boxer who's using all this lateral movement, who's using angles, who's using footwork, who's pivoting, who's sidestepping, who's L-stepping, who's whatever he's doing, and you're just chasing him around because you're not training to cut anybody off, that doesn't mean you can't do it. That just means you got to train to do it. You got to you got to do footwork drills. There are ways to improve your footwork. Now, you might not have the most rhythm. You might not have, it might not come natural to you. You might not be that type of athlete, but you can improve on your own ability to cut off the ring using footwork. And if you look at all the great fighters that cut off the ring real well, it's not a lot of effort. It's just knowing how to move. If your opponent moves to the left, you step to the right in a certain way, right? You don't just walk with them. Like if they're going right, if they're stepping to your right, you don't just take your front foot and just turn and start. No, that's chasing. Canelo was lazy with Skull. There are ways to train. There are ways to drill your footwork to improve it. They have those. You can do it. They do it in football. They do it in basketball. They do it in boxing. They do it in Muay Thai. They do it in jiu-jitsu. They do it in wrestling. There are ways to improve your footwork. There are ways to improve your footwork so that you can cut off the ring. You can cut off the ring with punches. You can step and punch and cut off the ring and discourage them from, oh, I'm not going to move over there. You can force them to go where you want to go without, you don't have to be a goddamn ballerina. But it does take a lot of effort to move around the ring like a Pernell Whitaker does, right? Like, like Tonka Truck Davis did when he fought Pitbull Cruz, like Lomachenko does. That's how they focus their training. They focus their training on that type of training. You can focus some of your training on cutting off the ring, and therefore that'll make you a much more difficult opponent to dash around and run around the ring on. So I don't know who Turkey was talking about, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who he was talking about, y'all. It really doesn't. Because it was a general statement that the rear foot controls ring generalship. Exactly, Stormy B, man. It does. And you can train. You can train on using your rear foot to control ring generalship. You can train to fight off the back foot, to fight backing up. You can train to throw check hooks. So you can land on your opponent while you're getting away out of a punch. You can train to take your head off the center line using your feet and upper body movement. You can do all that. If you don't want to do it, that's on you. Why is it? It shouldn't be on the guy that trains to do that to make make it easier for you to hit me, because you don't want to train that way. You want to just walk forward and throw a bunch of punches. Anyway, let me get up in this job. But I just wanted to expound on that, man, because I don't see any separation. Showbiz said what he said, and then Turkey said what he said, and they sound the same to me, except Turkey included chasers. Turkey included Tom. So maybe if he does come up with an explanation, or one of his spokespersons or something like that, maybe we'll have a little bit more of an understanding. But until then, I mean, I don't know. I don't like it. You are greatly diminishing any fighter's ability to pull out any tool they need to use. You're diminishing that. You are degrading someone who trains to hit and not get hit, who trains to use the ring to set up or to escape danger, right? You should be able to escape danger. You should be able to say, oh shit, this ain't working. Let me do something else. Let me step back and step to the right. Let me step back, step to the left, pivot, and throw a couple jabs. I should be able to do that, even if the jabs don't land. The jabs are there to slow you down. The jab is not always there to be landed. Sometimes you throw the jab to throw your opponent's rhythm off. Sometimes you throw the jab to blind them. Sometimes you throw a stiff jab to stagger them as they're moving forward, to let them know, look, you ain't just about to just power drive through me. There are many ways to do these things. Anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. So hopefully we get some type of, I don't know, man. I don't like, dang, all my cars flew out. I don't like that kind of talk from somebody who we understand might be, you know, somebody who might essentially be in charge of the sport. I don't like that kind of talk. Stormy B-Man says, what's diminished is the quality of trainers. Poor. Yeah, agreed. I mean, what's the point of training, right? What's the point of training? What's the point of running 5 miles a day? What's the point of hitting heavy bag for hours and hours and incorporating head movement and footwork in the heavy bag drills? What's the point of doing all that? Might as well just eat a bunch of pizza, you know what I'm saying? And then when you face your opponent, you just stand there and start throwing punches. Whoever go down first, go down first. There would be no point. Anyway, much love, guys. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for hitting that like button. Thank you for engaging. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all later. Showbiz got to get out of the sport or be ushered out. Man, who you telling? Anyway, much love. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.